A quick disclaimer before the video starts. I'm not feeling too well, so there's a few times in the video where my voice cracks a little bit. Ignore that because I lost my voice. I apologize. Have a good one. Enjoy today's video. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we are back here with another podcast episode. And right now, March Madness is going on, and it's been crazy so far right now. So I'm here to talk to y'all about the biggest bracket busters that pissed everybody off. Everyone that I know of, everyone in the school that I go to, everyone who've been watching March Madness, I guarantee these games pissed all y'all off when they lost. So let's roll into today's episode real quick.
Touch that tram, mama said pray then push. Pop said grind on wish. Coach said line up run. Whole life drawn up off that pitch. Court chalk on my socks. Bus pass in my sock too. Lunch card in my pocket. Pocket dreams that I walk through. Crossover on the clear lane. Try to cross over my fear same. Every brick that I threw up built the backbone of my name.
We run the floor. We run the floor. We don't back down. We don't back down. Every fall that we felt, put the strength in us now. Heads to the sky. Heads to the sky. Voices in one sound.
The biggest bracket buster, and you guys see what I'm wearing right now. The Florida Gators, the number one Florida, falling to Iowa. That one hurt. I know for defending champions to go out like that is just sad, completely sad, because they wanted to do it again. They were number one, and a lot of people were expecting them to hopefully win March Madness this year because they did it last year. They were number one, and we had two number one teams last year who actually made March Madness and were able to make it to the final. But it wasn't like that. Iowa, they just jumped on Florida. And, you can't really be mad at that because Florida, they were trying. You know what I'm saying? But in the last seconds of the game, which is honestly the scariest seconds of the game, they folded under pressure. And, they turned the ball over during the clock management. And in a situation like that, you have to have better ball movement and better IQ in situations like that. When the game is ticking down and you have possession of the ball and you're up, you have to keep your composure and you got to relax. Because if you show the defender fear, then they're going to take that ball from you. And when they folded right here on that possession, they gave Iowa back the ball, and then they were able to reset their defense. But they didn't do that. They didn't reset their defense properly or efficiently at all. And that led to a lot of miscommunication. And then Iowa hit the wide open three-pointer to win the game. And, I want everyone to realize this too, that Florida, they didn't lose on the final shot. You lost a game before the final shot. So, you lost a game at the possession before. That's why y'all lost the game. But congrats to Iowa on beating the number one Florida. The underdog teams are always the scariest teams to go against because, you being the best in the country, you fold under pressure. Pressure is going to come to you. But as college students, you got to learn to deal with the pressure and keep going. That's it. But Iowa, they did a great job with that. Tavion Banks finished up with 20 points. Mr. Alvaro, who hit the game-winning three, he finished off with 14 points. Alex Condon of Florida, he finished off with 21. And Thomas Howe with 19 points. That's your stats for Florida and Iowa. Next up, y'all, the number 11 Texas has defeated the third-seeded Gonzaga. Texas, they didn't upset Gonzaga. They just outplayed them. From the start, Texas brought that physical defense, and they were letting their presence be known. They were forcing tough shots, turnovers, and Gonzaga at that time, they tried to make a run, but they couldn't do it. Texas, they answered every single time. Every single time. They got the ball, it went in, and they couldn't do anything about it. And Texas, they never lost control of the game. Down the stretch and at the end of the game, Texas, they executed better. The defense was better. They were hitting their free throws. They were staying composed. And that's all you can do in a college game. And Gonzaga, they struggled with that. They couldn't find their offense when it mattered the most. And that's pretty much how an 11-seeded team can beat a third-seeded team. Because when you're a third-seeded team, you got to keep your composure. But even when you're going against an underdog. That's one of the most scary things. You have to be able to control your composure and under pressure. If you're the 3rd seed and you're expected to be an 11th seed, you can't fold under pressure. Obviously, it's March Madness. You have freshmen coming in. I'm a freshman in college. You know what I'm saying? So I can feel the pressure of the game. Crowds looking at you. You're playing in a whole different arena, and everyone's expecting you to win. But in a situation like that, keep your composure if you're Gonzaga. And they didn't do that. And in Texas, they just jumped on it. But number 11 Texas has defeated the number 3 Gonzaga. Also, not to mention on how inconsistent Gonzaga's offense was. Very inconsistent. That's another reason why they lost. All right, y'all. Next up, this game pissed everybody off, I'm sure. The number 12 High Point, they beat the number 5 Wisconsin. This pissed everybody off. High Point, a small North Carolina school, High Point, but this game was back and forth and truly a cinema. And it seemed like Wisconsin was going to pull out with the victory, but they went up by 8 with 7 minutes left to go in the game. Wisconsin was up by 8 points with 7 minutes left to go in the game. And all Wisconsin had to do, and I said this before and I will say it again, all y'all had to do was keep your composure and don't fold under pressure. And what did Wisconsin do? They folded under pressure. You had to stay. If you're Wisconsin, all you had to do was stay calm and keep control of the ball. But the turning point of this game was when Chase Johnson hit that logo 3-pointer, which definitely was a dagger in Wisconsin's hearts. Now, even though that brought the lead down to only 5 points, it still played a huge role. And after that, it was just a domino effect that was happening. Wisconsin's offense, it flatlined, and High Point, they were able to exhaust Wisconsin's defense. They were able to exhaust their offense. And Wisconsin couldn't come back. They couldn't come back from losing from 1. And that's sad to go out. And a sad way to lose your bracket, too. Nick Boyd of Wisconsin, he finished off with 27 points. And that's a sad way to go out. And a sad way for half of America's bracket to get killed. Last one, the number 11 Texas when they beat BYU. From everyone I talked to, this game pissed everybody off. And look, in March Madness, you don't play hero ball, AJ. I'm talking about you, AJ. Look, AJ had an amazing performance. 35 points, 10 rebounds, and he played 40 minutes. And this dude is a freshman. A freshman playing ridiculous minutes like that, that's impressive. I can't even do that. I ain't gonna lie to you. I'm a good baller. I ain't gonna lie to you. I can't do anything like that. You know what I'm saying? But AJ, who was with you? Nobody. BYU, they was not there for you. This entire time, BYU shot 18% from 3. 4 of 22. Only 4 3-pointers made. That's it. Now, you only scoring 4 3-pointers in a 40-minute game in March Madness when everything is on the line is ridiculous. Only 18%, y'all. That's ridiculous. You're number 6 BYU. This should have been y'all. And Jordan Pope, the dagger, through BYU's hearts. Hey, but can you cut BYU some slack? Because Richie Saunders, he was out for the entire year, so they were definitely missing him on the court. And, the vibes just weren't the same. But at the end of the day, everyone has to step up. AJ, you stepped up perfectly. 35 and 10. That's amazing from a freshman. But the team as well, the team failed. It was just AJ versus everyone else. And that wasn't fair. So as a team, it failed. BYU failed as a team. And they shouldn't have. They should have hit more shots. They should have been more composed. But they didn't do that. And then they got out by Texas. Can you blame them? No, Texas is a great squad, great program. But to go out like that, that's definitely sad. But anyways, y'all, that's the biggest bracket busters in March Madness right now. And comment down below what game pissed y'all off more and it ruined y'all bracket. I need to know. Insane, because I think out of all of them, High Point definitely, that did something to me, fam. That really got me mad. Anyways, y'all, that's all I got to say for y'all. Comment down below which March Madness game ruined y'all bracket and pissed y'all off. Anyways, y'all, that's all I got to say. Peace out.